from the main ceremony at Fort Langley. The 2-hour drive had left a film of uncertainty on the car, matching the restlessness in her chest. She sat inside, engine idling, fingers drumming the steering wheel. The AC hummed, but it couldn't cool the weight of 5 years. 5 years since her brother James was laid to rest in a flag-draped coffin, since she stood with her parents accepting condolences from uniformed men who avoided her gaze, since the Navy called him a hero and she stopped trusting their words. The memorial was open to families and veterans, technically public, but Emily hadn't RSVP'd. She hadn't responded to any letters. She wasn't sure if James's SEAL Team 9 remembered him. Yet a flyer on their memorial website stirred something in her, pulling her here to watch from the shadows. She stepped out, boots crunching gravel in the stifling summer heat. Despite the warmth, she wore jeans and a long-sleeved blouse, the fabric clinging to her skin. Under the sleeve, a black and gray seal trident tattoo encircled her arm, thorns weaving around it, the number 17 at its base, James's call sign, her only tattoo, a way to carry him beyond dog tags. Near the ceremony, voices hummed, military drums warmed up, and radios barked. Rows of folding chairs held officers, families, and reporters scribbling notes. A stage stood before an American flag and a wall etched with fallen SEALs' names. Emily stayed back, half hidden by a tree, standing instead of sitting. No one noticed her. Her fingers gripped her purse, where a folded letter from James, sent weeks before his final mission, lay like a shield. The ceremony began. A chaplain spoke of valor and duty. A bell rang for each name, sharp and final. When Petty Officer First Class James Carter was read, Emily blinked hard, no gasp, just another chime. To her, it was everything. Scanning the crowd, she saw him, Commander Nathan Reev, the last survivor of James's mission. Older, broad-shouldered, his face weathered. Their eyes nearly met. She looked away. He didn't know her. Why would he? A breeze lifted her sleeve, briefly exposing her tattoo. On stage, Reev began his closing remarks, then froze. His gaze locked on her arm, the trident, thorns, 17. His jaw clenched, the silence heavy. Emily caught his stare. The crowd thought it was emotion. She knew better. She, who came to watch, was now part of the story. Nathan Reev never faltered in public, not in battle, not at funerals. But at the podium, his rehearsed words vanished. That tattoo, James's number, his unit's mark, was unmistakable. He scanned the crowd, finding her at the back, standing too still, no military attire, yet carrying herself with quiet respect. Valor isn't medals or rank, he said, voice flat. It's sacrifice, running toward fire. His mind was in Syria, 5 years ago. Gunfire, a collapsing building, James dragging him from rubble, bloodied but unyielding. Nathan had begged him to run. James didn't. The explosion came too fast. The bell rang, applause followed, subdued. Nathan moved through the crowd, drawn to her. Emily stiffened but stayed. His face, recognition, not anger, held her in place. "Where'd you get that tattoo?" he asked, voice low, haunted. "It's for my brother," Emily said quietly. "James Carter." Nathan inhaled sharply. 17. That was his number, she nodded. "I served with him," he said. "I was with him that night. I know who you are, Commander Reev. He saved my life." Silence fell, the crowd buzzing around them. "I wasn't sure anyone remembered him," Emily said, voice trembling. "I never forgot," Nathan replied. "I just never got to say it. I didn't come for attention," she said. "Just to see his name." "You did more than that," Nathan said softly. "Can we talk?" Emily hesitated, then nodded. For the first time, she wasn't alone in her grief. They walked to a quiet gravel path shaded by trees, away from the ceremony's formality. "I didn't think I'd see that tattoo again," Nathan said. "Not outside memory." Emily pulled up her sleeve, revealing the trident and thorns. "I got it after the funeral. Something that wouldn't fade." Nathan studied it, jaw tight. "He saved 3 of us that night. They never told us," Emily said. "Just that it went wrong." "It was chaos," Nathan said, rubbing his forehead. "Bad intel. Ambush. James saw it first, laid cover fire. He could have run. Instead, he dragged me 30 feet through bullets and glass, hit in the leg. He got me to cover, said, 'Tell my sister I didn't run,' then went back." 10 seconds later, the building collapsed. Emily covered her mouth, tears falling. "His last words were for her. He always talked about you," Nathan said. "Your paintings, your road trips. Said he'd make it back to see you graduate." She laughed weakly. I never graduated. You were his reason, he said, smiling faintly. They stood in silence, grief a shared weight. I thought he was just a name on a list, Emily said. James isn't a list, Nathan said firmly. He's why I'm here. Every mission I survived, because of him. You're the first to tell me that, she whispered. I should have 5 years ago, he said. I wasn't ready. Let's get coffee, he added gently. I have more to tell you. The base cafe was sparse. Steel tables, vending machine coffee. They sat in a booth, sunlight flickering outside. Nathan stirred his coffee, searching for words. Emily sipped hers, the bitterness grounding her. I used to wonder if he was scared, she said. If he knew. He wasn't scared, Nathan said. Focused, calm. He told you to tell me something, she said. Nathan nodded, pulling out a tattered canvas patch, the number 17 embroidered in gold. He gave me this, said to give it to you. I never did. Carried it every op, like he was watching. Emily's hand trembled, taking it. I thought this was lost. He said 17 made him feel invincible, she said. He was, Nathan said. One night in Mosul, he took shrapnel, bled for hours, never stopped. Emily laughed softly. That's him. I never told the full story, Nathan said. The report was clean, but it was messy. Heroic. Intel said the compound was empty, 30 hostiles were waiting. James breached first, warned us, took a round, still pulled me out. They didn't tell us, Emily said. Just, killed in action. You deserved more, Nathan said. That tattoo, it showed you knew. I never stopped believing he was more than a name, she said. They sat, the cafe fading, their shared loss a bridge. Emily touched the patch, smelling faint smoke, James's presence. Before deployments, he'd visit, laugh, hide his fear, she said. He sang, Nathan said, grinning. Badly. Springsteen, country, drove us nuts but kept us human. Emily laughed, aching. He sang to our dog as a kid. When our dad died, James was 16, she added. He took care of us, never complained. Nathan's face grew serious. That night, he ran through fire twice, once for me, once for our medic. He knew the risk but went back. Why hide that? Emily asked. They think it's too heavy, Nathan said. But silence breaks people worse. He mattered, she said. To every man on that team, Nathan said. I carried guilt for surviving. Never reached out. I'm sorry. And thank you, for that tattoo, for being here. I think we both needed this, Emily said, wiping a tear. That evening, Nathan led her to a warehouse-turned-rec center. His team's here, he said. His family, too. Inside, country music played. Softly, the air thick with barbecue and tobacco. Men sat around a table, bonded by survival. Nathan introduced her. Emily Carter. A bearded man, Ramos, stood. Your brother was my shadow. Always had my back. Hutch, with a prosthetic leg, added, he pulled me from the blast zone. I owe him my life. Emily's eyes shimmered. I didn't know. The Navy polishes the mess, Hutch said. But James made sure we came back. They offered her whiskey. She sat, no longer an outsider. Ramos showed her a box of challenge coins, each etched with a trident and 17. We carry these, he said. His courage guides us. Emily held one, stunned. You kept him alive. To 17, a man toasted. Emily joined, voice steady, to 17. Hutch handed her James's dog tags, given to him before the mission. For your sister, James had said. Tears fell as she took them. Thank him, Ramos said. He gave us reason. Under a starlit sky, Emily's pocket held a coin, patch, and tags, James's heart. She wasn't alone anymore. The next morning, she stood at the memorial wall, tracing James's name, Petty Officer First Class, SEAL Team 9, Kia. It felt alive, not stone. Her hand held his relics, peace flickering within her. You found it, Nathan said behind her. It found me, she said. This year feels different, he said, eyes on the wall. We said his name. I needed that, she said. I made him a promise, Nathan said. In Fallujah, under fire, he talked about you. Said if he didn't make it, tell you he lived for your future. Emily's eyes brimmed. You held that. I wasn't ready, he said. Your tattoo changed that. Grief isn't pain, Mo. System. Pain, it's passing forward love. She took a breath. James said, tell my sister I didn't run. He didn't. And neither can I. Applause rose, respectful, deep. Nathan met her at the stage's edge, nodding silently, a shared understanding of something sacred. Outside, the sun painted the sky gold. Emily's dog tags clinked softly as she walked with Nathan. "What now?" he asked. "I tell other families what their letters didn't," she said, smiling. Her tattoo, Trident, Thorns, 17, peaked